Tolkien often had prayer tucked inside his stories. Though they may not be seen as such, they are an invocation to a higher power outside of the character's own ego or self-identity. Frodo and Sam cried out a prayer or called to Elbereth, also known as Varda, the feminine Vala of the stars. O Elbereth, star-kindler, white, glittering, slanting down, sparkling like a jewel, the glory of the starry host, having gazed far away from the tree-woven lands of Middle-earth, to thee, ever white, I will sing, on this side of the sea, here on this side of the ocean. O Elbereth, star-kindler, from heaven gazing afar, to thee I cry now beneath the shadow of death, O look towards me, ever white. Prayer is a form of communication that all religions take part in. The amazing thing about prayer, when you think about it, is it's usually individuals from all over the world getting on their knees, bowing, sitting quietly, folding their hands up and saying something, a request, a plea, a thanking, or an admittance to a higher power than themselves in that moment. Peter O'Toole, the once famous actor, said, "When did I realize I was God? Well, I was praying, and I suddenly realized I was just talking to myself." This is often something realized when a person examines the nature of speaking out loud in prayer. Though as someone who engages in prayer, I find that I am not speaking to just myself in my own ego. I get transported to a place above myself in my daily life, and I'm speaking to a higher version of the self that is connected to the whole collective of the entire universe. I'm using my thoughts to create what I wish to see in the world, and become a sub-creator, as Tolkien often talked about what we are. Prayer is a form of magic, if magic is the idea of using the will and intention towards moving energy around in space and making something happen to the physical world. Prayer does the same thing. For someone who cannot see or sense the energy swirling around as thought forms, they may think prayer is just empty words and foolishness. But to those who are aware of the more subtle and unseen world of energy, such as frequencies, waves, and vibrations, they discover that words actually do hold a certain power. So when Arwen calls out in the movies to stop the wraiths from following them, she cries out to the waters, "Waters of the misty mountains, hear the word of power. Rush, waters of Brunnen, against the ring wraiths." This is called an invocation in magic, in which you call out to another energy or spirit to help aid you in some way. She was calling to Ulmo, who was in charge of the water as the Water Vala. It can be to the direct source of the divine even, or a specific part of the creator force depending on what you need and want at the time, such as angels, saints, and so on. Often religious prayer is an invocation to a higher power that created the universe. And magical invocation could be invocation towards a variety of things, depending on what the witch or mage's personal interests and desires or aspects of the source of a universe that they worship. Oftentimes, there is a danger in calling out to lesser gods or spirits, as it can call energy into your life that is not wanted, as it is at times when you open the doorway to the spirit world and you don't have a clear understanding of what you're doing. Anything can walk in when you're not in control. That is often why most religions will ask you to pray to the direct source instead of middlemans, as some people who dabbled in magic did. But if your heart and intentions are pure, and you know what you are doing in full control of yourself, with truly an awakened consciousness, you will not have a problem in attracting unwanted energies. Words do have power, as Masaru Emoto discovered, who provided evidence within water molecules that words and thoughts shape the very fabric of matter that we experience. He even explored his belief that polluted water could be cleaned through prayer and positive visualization. I know that after I pray to the whole of the cosmos to ask for strength or clarity or appreciation, I get a sense of deeper appreciation and gratitude for my life, and it puts a bit of a new energy in me to go after what I want. In return of gratitude, you surround yourself with positive energy, which then attracts more positive things into your life, known as blessings. In a way, prayer is an affirmation of what we know deep down inside, and a way to remind ourselves of our inner power to create the life we wish to experience. It is magic, in the way that it moves energy around your own life, and it is said that praying for the dead can even reach them in the hereafter, helping them rest and find their way to the source of all life again. Why? Because your words are energy that affects the immaterial or spiritual realm. Science is getting deeper and deeper into the subatomic particles and energy that make up our reality we experience. Tolkien did a great service to bring magic and religion back together again after so long of fear of one another. He showed they really are one and the same, but it depends on how each individual utilizes the power of prayer. The elves and wizards of Middle-earth only use their invocations only to use in moderation to fight against black magic or darker energies that needs more power than fighting in the physical with swords and bows. Often people ask, why didn't they use their power more? Well, Tolkien believed that to limit yourself with the usage of power is what actually creates a good soul, someone who has the power, but also limits themselves so that they do not use it so much and dominate their will over others. Just when Arwen called out to the Valar, "What grace is given me, let it pass to him. Let him be spared. Mighty Valar, save him." As you can see, there are many examples of prayer within Tolkien's magical stories. Ultimately, prayer is something that evokes a spirit more powerful than you remember yourself to be, so that you have the power to recreate within your life and transform it into something better.